This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, now being held virtually this year. And joining me right now is Steven Parsons. He is the Managing Director for Bellevue Gold. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is BGL on the ASX. Steven, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, Robert. Good to be here. Thank you.
It's good to have you. Thank you for waking up nice and early with us today to do this.
Yeah, well, it saves the long travel trip all the way there, so this is great.
That's for sure. Well, no, I brought it to you, so now you're good.
Exactly. It's a great scene behind you. It's a better scene than what I've got behind me.
Oh God. Well, let's start off. For our audience, let's get a quick overview and history of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, great. Look, Bellevue Gold, we've got a very exciting new, very high-grade gold discovery happening in Western Australia. We only discovered the gold 2.5 years ago now, and we're up to just under 2.5 million ounces of gold, over 10 grams per tonne. We recently came out with a very high-grade indicated category, which we expect that to grow over the next few months. And that'll then be the basis for our economic studies and feasibility study work that we're continuing on with at the moment. So by the end of this year, we're going to be in a position where we'll be announcing to the market an increase in that resource, and we'll also be announcing the feasibility study work as well, as we look to be one of the next new gold mines coming into production in Western Australia.
So you said a relatively new discovery. So give us a little history. When was this found, and why did it take so long?
Yeah, it's fairly amazing, really, and the grade being a real standout, not just in Western Australia, but globally at over 10 grams per tonne. The mine historically produced nearly 1 million ounces of gold at 15 grams per tonne, and it was always known in Western Australia as one of the best gold mines to be around in the day. And it closed in 1997. And it closed because the geologists and the miners at the time thought and believed that the ore body had been cut off by a fault, and they couldn't find the end of the mineralisation. And from that moment on, it was then pretty much held by nickel companies that were only interested in exploring for nickel. And it wasn't until we got a hold of the property in 2017 and drilled our first holes into the property at the end in Christmas 2017 that we had the discovery. And literally all we did was drill on the other side of the fault, which everyone had always told us that there was never anything to be found on the other side of the fault. And here we are now, as I said, 2.5 million ounces or just under of gold at, similar sort of grade to what was mined. And it's very much open to the north and to the south. It's open at depth. We've only drilled it from surface down to about 500 or 600 meters vertical depth, and it's very much open. So you will see the resource growing, and it's been quite amazing to have sat there for all this time, helped by nickel companies since 1997, and here we are for the first company to be drilling it since then.
Don't you wish it was always that simple? Hey, just go on the other side of the fault. Just maybe we should look there.
But you've got to remember, geological thoughts change over time, and just being very fortunate. When we first got the property, I was still told by most people that, you will never find anything on that property. It's all, that fault has taken everything away. However, here we are now, and, certainly well on the way to 3 million ounces in the near term, and hopefully much larger than that over the next couple of years as well as we move into production.
Absolutely. So, and what's your background? What were you doing prior to joining Bellevue?
Yes, I'm an exploration geologist by trade. So I studied in New Zealand and then came across to Australia and spent most of my time in Western Australia. I've worked for Rio Tinto and Placer Dome and a couple of the big companies with some good discoveries as part of the team of those. And then immediately after that, I started a company called Griffin Minerals, and we had a fairly large gold discovery in Burkina Faso. In fact, we were the first Australian gold company to go into Burkina Faso in West Africa, and a good discovery there, of which now a major gold company in Canada is now operating that mine, which is great news. And then after that, we came back down to Australia and been in our back garden yet again, and we've had the Bellevue Gold discovery since then.
And then from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now for the rest of this year going into 2021?
Yeah, well, look, we are cashed up. We just undertook a capital raising, institutional and retail capital raising. So we've got something in the order of about $140 million in cash at the moment, and that cash will see us through for getting our underground decline and workings all set and ready as we move into production. You'll see the resource growing both in the inferred category and the indicated category, ready for that maiden reserve statement towards the end of the year. You will see us also completing all the feasibility study work, which is well and truly underway. And so by middle of next year, you'll see us in a full funding, full, moving towards building the plant, and then end of next year, start of the year after, hopefully moving us into production. And as I said before, on track to be one of the next gold mines in Western Australia.
Well, with that, where can my audience go and find everything they need to know about Bellevue?
Yeah, so probably your best bet there is to jump onto the ASX platform. The ticker is a BGL, or jump onto our website, which is easy to find, or maybe one of the social media sites as well.
And that website is bellevuegold.com.au, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, Steven, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Stay safe. Good luck. I look forward to our next update.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much, Robert. Talk soon.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are the proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek that is now happening virtually. Steven will be there with you, and thank you all for listening.